It's relative to the topic and what we're referring to. I think consistency kind of applies in different ways, and is impacted in different ways as well, depending on a lot of different factors. I think a couple that come to mind, just knowing what we've got going on in our business and some places that I've seen this show up. Number one is distractions. A couple of folks have named a couple of them, but it all comes down to distractions. We are allowing distractions to take a front seat. And when we allow the distractions to take the front seat, the things that actually move the needle the quickest or in the greatest way are the ones that take the back seat. So an example of that, real life, got an agent on my team. He has been here for a little over 90 days. He has closed out 2 deals within that 90 days that he's been here. And I really got on him because he wasn't committing to some discipline around expired, SPISBO, some cold call stuff. And I stayed on him. I worked through objections, his excuses for not doing it. And then I said, if you promise to commit to this, and he did, and we put some time in there, and he has been knocking it out. He beats me to the office. He is staying on top of his calls. And sure enough, man, he's getting stuff popping up left and right in his pipeline. I went with him to just give him a little confidence on a listing appointment on Friday, and he locked down a $1.2 million deal. Biggest deal of his life, nowhere near that. And not to mention, I pushed him a little further in these conversations, found out this guy was a general contractor and builds 60 to 200 houses a year, spec houses, and he's looking for a new agent to rep him. So now this $1.2 million expired call turned into an enormous portfolio of business for this guy. And so my point here is it was consistency. He didn't want to do it. He fought me. He had distractions that were allowing him. He's wanting to do Uber and this and that. And it's like, look, it's going to be tough. But if you buckle down and trust me over the next month and a half, you will see a result. And sure enough. And so it's leaning in, it's taking the risk. But I think it applies to the situation. And there's certainly factors depending on different things going on. What you're dealing with your son is completely different than something you may be dealing with at the end of the week or last week. And so you got to pivot because the answer is different in all of those scenarios.